how creepy this is.
Oh my god! Have you? Quick, did you watch this before?
No.
Okay, me neither. I haven't watched anything Mad Pet in a while.
I expect jump scares, so I expect to be scared on stream. But this is not scary.
There better not be any jump scares. I'm gonna be mad.
Well, I'm saying this is not scary, so like, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, another side note: I've never watched a single episode of Dora the Explorer. I just know she's stupid and can't see anything behind her.
Yeah. That's what everyone knows who hasn't watched Dora the Explorer.
Cool.
We have like.
Oh my god! It's Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay.
Can't. Fucking music. This fucking creepy music, and then you just hear in the background.
I can't even hear in the background. Yeah, it's too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But if I make it louder, I can't hear
that's
you.
Scary.
If I make it louder, I can't hear you, so that's that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stuff being scribbled out of a painting is always scary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I hear this thing.
Yeah. Fucking computer.
Okay, this is already an awful intro. Get to the point, please. Of course. You wanna see?
Oh, Satan. Oh, pentagram. Dora is scared. Trapped in the computer.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
No.
Hola, Internet. Bienvenido a la tío.
What the fuck is this mood glitch?
Yes. Filtered.
That's not his normal film theory intro. He made the cutesy one.
Yeah.
And I don't approve.
He got someone to animate this. He talked in Spanish. Like, what? The life goal to just kill the fucking mood. Just completely destroy it.
I mean, the mood that was there wasn't great in the first place, honestly.
Yeah, but like, you were going for something, and then you just got rid of it.
Yeah, because it's Dora, so it can't be too scary. Right?
Why did you start off like this?
Also, I hate this avatar already.
Well, that's all Dora characters, so
yeah.
Today we're the show that needs your help. Can you see the subscribe button? There it is. Thanks for helping me out. If you haven't seen it, the show is all about a girl.
I have to show, like, I can't skip, or I can't skip.
Why can't we skip?
Okay, we can skip, just, I don't want you to just press the fucking skip button, at least. I know there's no previews in Watch Together, but I need to, like, make sure we're not skipping anything important.
For helping me out. In case you haven't figured it out, today we're heading out into the jungle and talking about the Nickelodeon classic, Dora the Explorer. For those of you...
Yeah, that was very important to hear.
Okay, I didn't know what it was.
It was obvious what that was going to be. It's context clues, man.
If you haven't seen it, the show is all about a girl named Dora and her monkey friend Boots. Dora's trying to get somewhere in every episode, and the viewer has...
because he's wearing boots, okay.
To help Dora by screaming.
I love my boots and my boot loves me.
That's kind of sad.
It's not when you're a kid and have a toy or boots, and that's what he says all the time when you touch him.
Why would you touch him? That's creepy.
Because there's the on switch.
Okay.
At the television in both English and Spanish, because let's face it, she never sees anything.
Do you see the bananas?
It is right there, Dora. Right there! Are you even trying? Just turn around! The twist is that the whole show's presented as an old-school educational point-and-click video game, kind of like Putt-Putt or Pajama Sam. Though, looking at the animation here, it looks a bit closer to those old, awful Zelda CDI games.
Gee! It sure is boring.
I guess I need subtitles for this. I have not heard this like a billion times because of YouTube.
I've actually never seen this one.
What?
The only one I know is "Excuse Me, Princess."
You only see the cartoon. Okay, the cartoon.
And only where Zelda goes, "Good."
Yes.
That's it. Those two.
I mean, I don't like Zelda, but
and the shopkeeper where he points at you
Morshu,
and goes, Yeah, it goes small and big and stuff. I've seen that one too, but not this one.
I mean, that Morshu is in Faces of Evil in this game.
Why do you know the names of these games? That's kind of embarrassing.
I've been on it for it's surprising that you've been on it for so long you don't know. Because it's been
Why would I know?
It's been me
I didn't even know. I didn't even know these have names. I thought it was just Zelda Garbage 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Round.
it is bad, so I don't know anything.
So you just completely...
Yeah, so I don't know anything except the exact content of the memes I saw, and nothing beyond that at all.
Wow. But I'm just surprised they haven't seen the memes though. Like,
I have seen some, just not this one.
just not okay. Whatever.
My boy.
But of course, it couldn't be a video game without some sort of obstacle in the player's way. Other than simple puzzle solving, the main thing that keeps Dora and Boots from proceeding is a fox named Swiper, so named because he likes stealing their stuff.
That sneaky fox is always trying to swipe our stuff.
And just like everything else in the show, Dora doesn't ever see Swiper coming. So we, the viewer, are left screaming at our TVs whenever Swiper shows up like Walter yelling at Jeff.
Okay.
And me, my friend, sends you.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I know where this is going. Do you know where this is going? Please click on it.
He literally has said nothing.
No, but I can tell. Like, this is gonna be like Dora's curse to not be able to see anything because that's how she's programmed because it's a computer game.
I hope it's not that stupid.
It's not that stupid.
Because that's like, if that's your creepy theory, you could make a creepy theory about literally every game and every single show ever.
Yeah.
The character is bound to their fictional world, so it's creepy.
But she wants to escape, I guess.
Okay, give me the evidence for that one.
Oh, this map pack, you'll find no evidence.
I mean, you can find at least evidence for everything, no matter how stupid it seems.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his older theories.
Yeah, but this is why we were here.
Thankfully, stopping Swiper in his tracks is super easy. All Dora, Boots, and the viewer have to do is politely ask him to stop 3 times.
Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh.
Getting marked, just say no. Swiper cannot legally steal possessions from you.
Yes, that's how it works in Dora Land.
It's also how it works in real life, definitely.
Yeah, it worked in real life that one time where they decided not to go arrest people who just stole like less than $1,000 of stuff from the CVS.
I don't know what you are referring to, unfortunately.
I'll show you that internet story video. But it's been a while.
Okay. My mind immediately went to the time where people, like last year or something, stormed in the US, where the people stood in the like parliament or whatever. And
no, I was talking about pharmacy.
I know that you. No, but that's where my mind went to when I saw this. But I saw people not getting arrested for saying no.
See, Dora is just a representation of the capitalism.
It's just for 2.5 minutes. What did you get here already? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
That'll be a theory. But
now it's not. Go on.
Man! Yep, Swiper just snaps his fingers and gives up. Kind of like he's thinking, well, what else am I gonna do? They asked me to stop after all. But something about Swiper that's always bothered me is that this strategy actually works. Without fail, just standing there and repeating Swiper, no swiping a few times gets him to...
Also, this is a demonic incantation. That's what you're saying.
I mean, it's just, I thought it was just programmed, like he is programmed that
way.
No,
demonic incantation.
Okay. Also, by the way, like, it's not just like they see him and they tell him, or you see him and they tell him to stop. It's sometimes you tell him to stop too late and he actually does steal it, and it doesn't matter because they find the stuff that they're looking for anyway. Also, later on, it just becomes friends for some reason. Sometimes that's just the thing that happens. He doesn't even steal stuff.
Greater evil to save the world. No.
Yes. Save the world from I don't remember. Like, I do remember that Swiper used to team up a Dora for whatever reason, but I'll be like, oh yeah, it was like a Christmas episode, like Swiper wanted to like not get cold for Christmas. So he said he asked Dora.
Santa Claus.
Yes. So he asked Dora.
I want to see that episode.
Yeah. So he asked Dora to help him like do the 12 Trials of Hercules, basically.
Cool.
Stop and just go away. It is strange, especially if this is.
Oh god. I told you, demonic incantation. You only use this filter when you're talking about demons.
Of course.
A video game. Even if we assume that the viewer is supposed to be playing.
Or you're trying to avoid copyright, maybe.
And he should have done that the whole time and not suddenly begin at the end.
Yeah, I should have done that when I played the Dora game because I did get caught for that.
I mean, you shouldn't have played the Dora game, is what I think.
Like, the clip from the actual show, like, actually got tagged.
Wasn't it?
I was like, shit. I didn't really think about while I was playing it.
Okay.
Playing the Dora game and also telling Swiper to scram, that's not really a game mechanic that I've seen before. And believe me, I have seen a lot of game mechanics through my years, theorizing over at our sister location, Game Theory. You see, loyal theorists, I believe that there's a dark secret hidden under Swiper's adorable little thief mask.
Like, why does that fox need to remain anonymous?
Oh yeah, the live action movie existed.
You paused at the perfect moment. That's a Pogger's face.
Yeah. I just forgot that they made this.
I didn't know that they made this, but of course they made this.
It's just like, oh yeah, they decided to make this because, you know, we need attention. But, yeah.
Yeah, and where are the blindfolds for Dora, though?
The blindfolds?
Yeah, because you can't see anything.
Oh, right. I'm thinking, like, it's an actual show, like, that she would just be programmed to not see stuff, like, in an actual show. Like, this is all simulation. Either if
We all live in a simulation.
Yeah, we all live in a simulation. Let's be real.
Who is going to recognize one specific fox?
Oh, we aren't dealing with just one specific fox here, or even a cute anthropomorphized video game one either. No, despite Dora the Explorer appearing to be a harmless educational kids show on the surface, its mischievous fox villain is actually a demonic spirit from H-E double hockey sticks. What's more,
I told you!
No, this is a joke.
He absolutely is going. It's not. It's
You know, Matt Pat makes jokes sometimes. I appreciate his sense of humor.
No, I will just remove your reality and substitute my own.
No. So like, is he gonna like find a yokai or something and say that's Swiper? Because they obviously based Swiper off of a fucking yokai.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's actually Ninetales from Pokemon.
No, the Naruto Ninetales.
I've never watched Naruto. Okay.
or Dora's Swiper no swiping chant is her desperate attempt to ward him off.
Are you saying
Desperate attempt.
Are you
by
saying
holding
Swiper
her
no
hand
swiping?
out, smiling.
Are you saying that's the equivalent of the power of Christ compels you? That's what you're saying right now.
God and enemy on my side.
Yes.
But sadly, Swiper's trapped Dora in a fate worse than death. Oh yeah! It's gonna be one of those episodes.
Yeah, we just make shit up.
Yeah, you don't have to be smirking like that makes any amount of sense.
I keep seeing like there's like some of these Twitter accounts that say like images, like old images from the internet, and they keep posting the map image where this actually comes from, like at a conference or something.
I see that, but it looks very fake.
What, this? Or the actual image?
The original image where that comes from now looks fake because I've been
trained to think that he edited somehow. Like,
yeah, like it just looks edited, even if it's original now.
Like the Twitter account like posted the original. It was just not the original. It was just like one that has a few pixels messed up or something.
Yeah.
Like no, the original it was just hidden in Matt's basement or something where he keeps all of his theories.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is clearly not a joke. So how do you feel about Dora being trapped by a demon that is Swiper?
Prove it.
You can't.
No, I want to see you try. Because I want to laugh at you, alright?
Okay, if I was watching this alone, this is the point where we turn off. So
yeah, so like, you know, I'm not convinced by the demons.
I'm me neither.
Yeah.
Folklore? Great,
Oh,
then let's jump to it. To begin, why would I possibly think that Swiper could potentially be a demon? Well, first off, foxes are often depicted as spirits by cultures.
Nice.
Fucking Christ.
That's
Because that's
happy for
obviously what they. What?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
What
like.
is your rebuttal?
Isn't it like Robin Hood? That's what Robin Hood from like the Disney movie. Like that's a fox.
Yeah, he's a demon too, didn't you know?
No, but what I'm trying to get at is like he's a fox that steals. Well, he steals from the rich and gives to the poor. But fox are having just like another thing for stealing. So like, not unreasonable to think that you should have the character that specifically is to steal and impede progress to be a fox. Also, foxes are known for being like sly and like secretive. So like
prejudice.
You go to like folklore on this, but not on the obvious thing.
Yeah. Okay. Because the obvious thing that wouldn't be a theory. Okay.
Yeah, it would be a game theory. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, film theory. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. It's all the same fucking formula.
Absolutely.
All over the world. In West Africa, the Dogon people believe that
Why do these guys have boards under their chins?
their trickster god is a pale fox. Japanese legend tells of shape-shifting fox spirits called kitsune. In classic Greek mythology, the god of wine and fertility Dionysus often sends a giant fox to devour the children of Thebes. Seems a bit extra for a god of wine and fertility, but then I saw that Dionysus was also the god of insanity.
People like before Christ, they wrote some pretty fucked up shit, and honestly, people after Christ wrote fucked up shit. It's just humanity.
I like that he's a god of grape harvest and insanity.
Yes.
That's
why you like grapes.
That's why alcohol is the devil, don't you know? Because it's made from grapes.
No, it's wine.
Yeah, I meant wine.
The German doesn't know what alcohol and wine is. Anyway.
Fuck, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it checks out. Anyway, you get the...
What? Yes, obviously.
I have to say that it's still a fucking weird combination of things.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Idea. Foxes are commonly associated with magic and all
also, I hate alcohol.
Sorts of folklore, but still, why would I possibly think that could apply to Swiper in this particular instance? Well, Swiper's depiction in the show lines up real well with two types of evil fox spirits in particular, both of which Dora would be aware of based on where the character comes from. While we can't be sure exactly where Dora originates, we can get a pretty good idea thanks to how she was designed. According to Nickelodeon, they didn't want Dora to be from any specific country because they wanted all Latino children to be able to see themselves within the character. So instead, Dora was developed to be pan-Latina, representative of the diversity of Latino cultures across Latin America. And wouldn't you know it, but several Native American and Central American cultures have foxes featured prominently in their folklore, mostly as tricksters, thieves, and bad omens.
So the American company knew all that, right? And this is not just a coincidence.
Oh, so it was made by an American company? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure Nickelodeon is American, yeah.
I mean, Nickelodeon could have also just, put it out there after someone else made it.
I guess so.
In one very example, the Tzotzil Mayan people of what's now modern-day Mexico.
Of course, that's what they were going for.
Yes.
Fox as a very evil animal. So, since Dora is meant to be a...
No, I think it might honestly be possible that they know this because, they did an episode of Dora where they played the Mayan ball game, which, if you don't know what the Mayan ball game is it's a game where there's like a hoop that's like really high and it's a tiny ball and you have to use your ass in order to get the ball there. And it's known for being like literally impossible and it's just a way of torturing people.
Huh?
So yeah, maybe they know a little bit of folklore or something.
Either way, this is still ridiculous.
mishmash of all those varied Latino cultures, she'd likely be aware of these sorts of stories. Additionally, since we know that Dora was created to represent the entire region of Latin America, we can look at the breakdown of religious affiliation across the region and see that 90% of Latin Americans are Christian, with 69% of them being Catholic.
Nice.
So Dora would likely also be familiar with how Christianity, and specifically the Catholic Church, has viewed foxes in the past. And let's just say that Catholicism has not been...
How old is Dora?
That's a good question.
Like, I mean, based on her inability to see anything,
quote unquote intelligence level.
Yeah, I would say she's like 2.
Come on, man. You gotta do right.
Okay, maybe
Well, she knows. Like sometimes she just asks the audience anyway, just to get the audience to say something. But like sometimes she already does know the answer. So she already knows a bit of like first grade Spanish.
Okay. So then she's like 6.
Yes.
6 or 7.
I would say 6.
Something around there.
Mm-hmm.
6. Will a 6-year-old really know about all this stuff?
Depends on how much you touch.
I mean, hard to say. It's not the US, so maybe not that much.
Well, look, whatever. I do not remember because they do show Dora's parents and how they just let her child run around with a monkey. But they do show her parents, and I'm pretty sure they're not devout Catholics.
So that means this theory is already bullshit because she wouldn't know about
what you already said it was, but, Fox Demon, whatever.
Yeah, like that was already bullshit. But then his first reason is also already bullshit.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going.
Behind these critters. In fact, one of the most famous Catholic depictions of foxes has them literally stealing important items. I suppose you could say that they were swiping them. In the 8th century, author Rudolf of Fulda wrote the book Life of Lioba, chronicling the Roman Catholic saint nun Lioba. The book tells of a nun who once lost the keys to her chapel. Convinced that the lost keys were the work of the devil, the chapel nuns gathered in another building and chanted prayers for their return. Soon after, a fox was found dead outside the front gate of the church, with the keys in its mouth. A fox with stolen keys, you say? Seems familiar.
So it is the work of the devil.
Yeah, because of this one random story that has no connection to this.
Yeah. I didn't know you were a Catholic, Matt Pat.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Swiping.
You're too late.
Yep, literally in the first episode of the first season of Dora the Explorer, Swiper steals keys. It's one of the very first things that we see this character do. If that wasn't intentional, well, it is certainly one heck of a coincidence. And that's not all.
That's the dumbest looking key I've ever seen.
Okay, so let's assume that they thought about the story that you just brought up. Where's the demon part coming? Doesn't mean it actually was,
No, he's
a demon.
He's just currently proving that people see foxes as mischievous, which is like.
I already said that. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's the part he's currently doing. He's currently proving what everyone already knows.
Yeah,
which has no connection to the actual show, only to then. And with the argument that Dora would know about this, which she clearly wouldn't because she's too young and their parents aren't like that. And yeah.
Well, yes, but like also like if we're just going on the topic of like proving Swiper is a demon, like this doesn't work because like you just say that they got inspiration from the story and not they actually believe that there's a fox demon that steals keys.
Yeah. This is very weird.
Apparently, old school Christianity saw foxes as even worse than simple thieves. We know this thanks to a 13th century book called the Bestiary, which was basically like a strategy guide for medieval...
You mean bestiary?
No, it's furry. Or furry bird.
What?
Furry bird.
Don't you write bestiary with B-E-A?
Yeah? But, this is all English, so they don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Knights to know which animals were going to give them the most experience points. Christians of the era saw many animals as representative of moral ideals or failures, and the bestiary was a collection of this sort of knowledge. Cranes, for instance, represented guardians that brought physical goods to the needy. You want to take a guess as to what foxes represented? Literally the devil. Yep, just under very helpful tips like the fox being a deceitful animal that never runs in a straight line, the bestiary tells us that foxes represent demons that trick and harm those who have wavered in their faith. Basically, there are huge parts of Dora's likely upbringing that would have been telling her that
Stop calling it likely upbringing.
Also stop calling it likely upbringing when there's literally no evidence for that.
Exactly. Just stop.
Sniper isn't just a sneaky
like
fox
even if there are parallels to Dora, that doesn't mean like everything is connected. It's just they took inspiration from it. Doesn't mean that the fox is the demon.
This is why I don't watch MadPad anymore. It's just ridiculous.
Honestly, stopped for like a couple of reasons, but like one of them kind of like honestly, some of his old theories are kind of shit too, but
Phantom Nest, by the way.
Yeah, it was more of he was just going after the popular thing and not really caring about, some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. He did absolutely the same thing with Hollow Knight and Deltarune.
Oh yeah, didn't you tell me about the what was it? It was the Hollow Knight theory that he fucked up really bad.
Yeah, he said that two characters are actually the same character despite them appearing next to each other.
Yeah, like Nessa Sans.
In the same room.
Yes.
And it's like, okay. And he also argues that the player character is the son of a godly king, or like the child of a godly king or whatever.
Yeah.
And as argument, he said those two are the same. Like the kid and the king were the same, with the evidence that the kid is godly, not realizing that it would also be godly if it was just the kid, because the father is a god.
Yeah.
Like, what you're proving right now doesn't prove what you think it proves.
It's like even worse than that in the what is it? Zolt theory? The theory about Zolt being like related to the king or something like that.
What? Where did you get that from?
You showed a video to him.
But that wasn't about that. It was like one little thing.
Yeah, it was just like, how is his theories even worse than that when his entire like YouTube channel is all about?
At least those two don't appear in the same room together.
Exactly. So like, how did you fuck that up?
I don't know.
It's just like he just goes by the YouTube algorithm at this point. I'm just like, I can't keep up with this because the YouTube algorithm is crap. It's like I wouldn't even mind if that's what he was doing, but like since the YouTube algorithm is such like you gotta post like a whole fuck ton of videos, it's just like I can't anymore.
Yeah, and like I said, he also did the garbage theory about Deltarune as well, which was like, oh, actually, everything that happened was just their imagination and a game they were playing, and this is just what they're thinking of while playing.
Yeah.
What happens, and that was in chapter 1, and chapter 2 just proved that wrong.
No, you see, Toby Fox didn't like what he said about his game, so he retconned.
It's not even. It's just that in the second one, someone can get hurt in the dark world, in the special world, and afterwards he's still hurt.
Yes.
Like so, that means it can't have been the imagination, because then why is his injury not gone?
Yeah, I would say that in terms of like theory material, like Deltarune and Hollow Knight are like one of the hardest things to make it out of, because it's like just so much going on, and like there's a lot of things that you get wrong.
In Hollow Knight, it's hardest because there's already a law that people mostly agree with, and that people have like come together after years of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then he tried to say, actually, everything you've been thinking of is wrong.
Well, yeah, he has to say that, because how is he going to get views that way? If he just agrees with everyone. But yeah,
don't make a theory about the law then.
But my point being that those are hard, and he's struggling with Dora right now. So yeah.
especially like there was one chapter out of 7, and he loves doing these.
He's just
everything
like,
is not real actually.
Like FNAF is like his biggest project because they kept releasing stuff and he had to keep making videos because they kept releasing stuff.
He hasn't made a video since Deltarune Chapter 2 came out though about that one. So maybe he just has given up because literally every Undertale or Deltarune theory he made has been met with more criticism than anything else.
Yeah.
Because people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know how much criticism he got for the FNAF theories, but
I don't know.
I don't think it would be the same extent as the Deltarune.
Yeah, probably not. And especially, like, the worst offender is definitely Sansa's Nest. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It might be because there's a lot of like stuff they had to interpret in FNAF anyway. Like the gameplay of FNAF is just don't let scary animatronics kill you. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's the gameplay.
Yeah.
But then you have the lore.
Mm-hmm. The deep lore of Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
Yeah. And the story of the kid that's in one of the puppets or whatever, I don't know.
Okay, that's just absurd.
Yeah. Dora, right?
Oh yeah, Dora. Yeah.
Stuff. He's a demonic spirit. Perhaps
okay, maybe we can talk about other things again.
Let's just get through
even
this.
the devil himself come to haunt her as she goes about on her adventures, which makes it interesting to see.
But she's like literally going to the goddamn library. Like, calm down. Like her adventures are like, I need to go to like some random place. It's not like she's like trying to save the world or anything, or like teach about Christianity, which, you know, would make sense if his theory was true or had any semblance of like fact in it. No, she's just trying to play with her friends at like the park or something, and then this fucking you're saying this fucking demon is just messing with her. What?
Yeah, and beat up Santa. Okay.
See what Dora does when she and Boots confront Swiper in the show.
Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping!
Dora and Boots, and the viewer, if you choose to participate, extend a hand out and chant the words, Swiper, no swiping. You want to know what that resembles? An exorcism. Now, before you rush down to the comments and say, MatPat, that is a bit of a stretch. Trust me, I know it is. But for as ridiculous as it sounds, what Dora's doing here is an exact description of some types of exorcisms.
You can make anything an exorcism if you just write it down somewhere.
Oh no. I think he is not addressing the criticism. It's just like, well, they say it like it's an exorcism, so it might as well be. It's like, God, what are you right now?
What is supposed to be spooky? All I can do is laugh.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to make Dora scary, okay?
Then why you pick the Dora one?
Because the real question is, why did I choose to watch MatPat? But yes,
I don't know. Wasn't my choice, I can tell you that much.
First of all, a few of exorcisms and certain supplications, which was written by the Vatican and approved by the Pope, exorcists are instructed.
God damn it.
because
Of exorcisms and certain supplications, which was written by the Vatican and approved by the.
No, it's worse than that. It's referencing how MatPat gave the Pope a copy of Undertale.
Oh, that's okay.
Remember that?
I forgot about that completely. Because
that's what I meant when I said that MatPat doing anything Undertale or Deltarune related is immediately met with criticism always. Sansa's Nest. I gave a copy of Undertale to the Pope. Deltarune isn't real. Everything.
It's kind of weird because, like, you're not sure. Like, what? It's like
because Undertale's story is all about peace and not hurting others. That's why I thought, oh, that's it.
Oh, okay. That's why you give it to the Pope.
That's why you give it to the Pope. Exactly.
Okay. But like,
and then they played Megalovania at the fucking thing where the Pope was. They did really. That was weird.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm just going to say that it's like if you're like showing for like Undertale and Dust Ring, you're doing it the wrong way because you're just saying wrong things about the game. So, like,
and giving it to the Pope.
I don't understand like how this is supposed to work. Like I understand you really like the game, but no.
Yeah. Or you don't really like the game and just think, oh, I have to make something with it. It's very popular. Okay.
Pope exorcists
That's
are
not
instructed to
unlikely.
extend their hands out towards the possessed person or demon during the ritual. From there, they're told to use a spiritual incantation, basically chanting a rhythmic word or phrase over and over to force the spirits to behave. Finally, using Swiper's name is also a practice specifically used in exorcisms. According to Cesar Truqui, an exorcist for the Catholic Church of Switzerland, quote, naming something or knowing its name means having power over that thing. So by specifically calling out Swiper, Dora is giving herself power over him. And most importantly of all, like I mentioned earlier, this actually works for some reason. It always gets Swiper to go away. Okay, so that's a lot of evidence pointing
Maybe.
That's no. Wait, let him.
to Swiper being some sort of demonic
Okay, no, it's not.
No, like you're saying that okay, so it works. That doesn't mean that he's a demon.
It means it's a kids show and they couldn't find a better reason to go away.
Yeah, it's just like, well, one of the things that I immediately thought was like, well, that means that they just found him. Like, he can't steal if they know where he is. Because what is he going to do? He beat them up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. like I thought the whole point was that, well, if they're too late or something like that, that he actually did get by them. Technically, I feel like, you know, the show does a really poor job of showing that, but I think that's what they're going for.
It's almost like they don't care about consistency and just want to make a weird story for kids.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it's like, is that really breaking consistency or? But you're right anyway.
Yep.
Why? What does it matter if Swiper is some sort of supernatural, otherworldly entity if it's all happening inside of a video game? The whole exorcism chanting as a game mechanic still doesn't make a ton of sense, and something like just getting the player to click on Swiper to stop him would work a lot better. And it's not like we see a mic.
What actually happens in the Dora game. You have to click on him.
Good job, MadPat. Really outdone yourself.
Yes. You haven't played the Dora games where you some lame person doesn't do any research.
Why is there a mirror suddenly here?
A what?
A mirror.
A mirror?
Because I haven't played it either. My God, that's what I'm saying.
Oh. Yeah, you have no idea, Dora, but you're like sure. I don't understand why you said that.
I said the lame person who hasn't done any research. I know.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. But like, you're still wrong.
Why am I wrong now?
No, he's still wrong, MadPat.
Yeah, of course he is.
Set up on the computer inside the show. The vocal input of the player saying Swiper no swiping just wouldn't work with what we've seen. All around, this chanting mechanic just seems like a weird thing to program into your game. Unless, of course...
They're programming our children with Dora.
Yeah, ignore the fact that it's not programmed in the game, actually.
Yeah. Isn't there like there should be a Dora game where it has like mic controls in it. Like that should exist.
That sounds awful.
Well, welcome to Kids Entertainment.
Incredible.
Programmed, and Swiper is an actual literal spirit that's possessing the computer. Then it all starts.
Oh my God, you sound like you see. Are you kidding me?
Why would you do this?
Are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me that Swiper is a virus.
Okay, so what was the other video you wanted to show?
It has to be better than this. Like, come on.
I mean, I think we've hit rock bottom. How many views does this video have?
Too many.
3 million.
Yeah. I mean, if it's MadPat talking about Dora, it's like it's going to be entertaining regardless if you agree with the theory or not. So like, sure.
I wouldn't call myself entertained. I would call myself disgusted. But
it's attractive to the eye, regardless if that attraction is positive or negative.
Oh.
Makes sense. The chanting, the lack of a microphone to hear that chanting, and the chanting working to scare Swiper away. But then all of this raises a whole bunch of other questions, like why would Swiper be bothering us if he's actually a spirit? I'm sure a trickster demon would have better things to do than make it a bit harder for a kid playing a point-and-click adventure game to beat a level, right? Well, what if it's not us, the viewer, that Swiper's trying to mess with? What if his target is actually Dora? Now, that wouldn't make a ton of sense if she were just some character in a video game, but I don't think she is just some character in a video game.
Okay. Here we go. So for my absurd theory to work, you have to accept this other absurd theory to work.
I have no comments. Let's just go.
I suspect that Dora is actually a real person, someone who is sucked into the video game, trapped by Swiper as he torments her over and over again.
Torments.
What?
Torments. Quote unquote.
Yeah, torments.
It's so
being
tormenting for him to
like a
see my
mild
teeth.
inconvenience is torments.
Yeah. I mean, if the mild inconvenience was like tickling, like that can be really awful if you do it for too long.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm gonna steal your key every now and then, or your food.
Yeah.
That's so awful. I think I'm going to hate life.
I don't think there's an actual episode of Dora where she does not get to the destination that she goes to.
Yeah, at least she's exploring, alright.
Yeah, exploring by taking the forward path.
Yeah, like literally walking down the street.
Yeah. Don't you like exploring your video games where you just take the path that the game wants you to take? That's exploring, right?
Yeah, there's also nothing happening on the way except the fox is almost stealing like 1 cent from your inventory.
Yes.
Oh no.
After episode after episode. At first blush, that might seem ridiculous, but the evidence is that.
Yeah, it does.
Why would you say, like, I don't understand why you keep saying this. It's just like, wait, hold on, let me finish.
It's like, yes, it does sound ridiculous, and you've so far done nothing to make me think otherwise.
Like, I'm watching a film through the video. I don't care if you think it's absurd or not. You are here to present absurd shit to me.
Actually there when you look. Right from the very beginning of each episode, in the intro, we see clues that Dora might not actually be a part of the game. In the first few seasons, Dora the Explorer opens with a brief live-action segment, entering a house, walking up to a computer, and starting to play the Dora the Explorer game. But something seems off when you actually think about what's inside of this room. Sure.
Yeah, it's like Dora...
So there's Dora merchandise here, that means Dora must be real.
Yes. Also, it's like Swiper becomes an evil demon with red eyes and blood dripping from his eyes, and then he starts killing Dora. That's the weird part of Dora. I don't remember that. I don't remember when that happened.
Yeah, and then he dabs on you.
Yes.
You have a lot of stuff that you'd expect. Some sports balls, a teddy bear, a chain of those paper rings that everyone makes in elementary school, and at the desk we can see figurines of both Swiper and Boots, the main animal characters from the game. So we know that this Dora the Explorer game exists in the world enough so that there's merch to
in the world. Like he says, this is a contained world, and this is not just some like this is supposed to be you. You're walking towards like a computer with door shit on it because that's what they have at school. Like, are you kidding me?
No, it
or
means
your house.
It means Dora is real. Anything you have a plush doll of is real.
Yeah.
Buy. But you ever notice what isn't in the room?
Pikachu plush is real to me.
What? Okay. But it's not Dora because she's not an animal, so she's not cool enough to have a plushie.
No, it's just whatever.
Merch of Dora herself. You know, the flagship character of both the game and this show, all about playing that game. The only thing that even comes close to resembling Dora in the room is this child's drawing that, I guess, kind of resembles her. Either way, it seems strange that whomever lives here is a big enough fan of Dora to leave it running on their computer so they can decide to run into the room and play it at any moment, but then to not have any merch of the main character. Speaking of, that is also a weird detail here, right? No one in the room. It's deserted, and yet the computer was left on with the door.
No, it's you. You're walking in the room.
Yes.
but I guess he interpreted it in the way that it's a universe inside a universe inside a universe.
Yeah, and also like he's saying like, well, the game was running while you were walking to the room. It's like, well, it was just loading and you like got a drink or something.
Or that, yeah. I mean,
It's like just because the game is playing doesn't mean that there's some creepy shit going on.
No, don't you know? Every time you leave your room and come back in, that means your PC is on.
Yeah, also, we're just going to assume that they don't have Dora immersed just because you don't see it, like literally on the camera. Like that's like basic tier level of like debunking.
Yeah, this is. I like these theories when they, even if they're probably not intended, even like a little bit of sense, you know, like every Deltoon theory except Madpads, but that's not important. Yeah. Not every. I need to retract that statement. Not every theory makes sense, but there's a lot that makes sense, even if it's ridiculous, because the evidence is not easily contradicted by thinking for 1 second.
It's like MacPack can actually try. We have seen him try. It's just that he doesn't a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to. That's the problem. 3 million views on this shit.
Booted up, ready to play? What if what we're walking into with the intro here is the direct aftermath of Dora being sucked into the computer, forced to play the game in person for the amusement of a certain little fox demon? Now, those details about the intro might seem circumstantial on their own, but the weirdness only continues when you start to consider the ending credits. Early on in the history of the show, a lot of Dora the Explorer's endings featured small little mini-games while the credits rolled. The most common of these was Character Find, which is pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. A list of characters would pop up, and the computer cursor would pick one, and then they would hide, poking their head out as the cursor tried to find them. Now, the characters that pop up for this are largely what you'd expect. Main characters like Boots and Swiper, recurring characters like Benny and Map, even characters who only guest star, like Whizzle. And yet, across the 88 times that this minigame pops up, can you guess who isn't chosen?
Me. Oh.
because you're doing it as Dora who's looking for them.
Yes.
Dora. Despite supposedly being the starring character in the game, she's not chosen once for the Character Find minigame. Heck, though she appears on the logo for the select screen, I think you could argue that she was never even an option to begin with.
So Dora's Markin now. Are you telling me?
Just Dora.
Yeah, just Dora. So by the way, you said...
But Santa! Santa's actually it.
Oh, yeah.
I love that I'm being right about everything.
Yeah, by the way, you said that kids wanted to see themselves in Dora, so what is this? You're just ignoring that part? Just for this part of the theory?
Yeah.
Because, like, what's the point of seeing yourself in Dora if you're fighting yourself? Like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's all true.
Like, goddamn. Have you read what you wrote down on the paper?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
And it's not like the Character Find is against choosing human characters either. It had no problem choosing Santa Claus in the episode where he...
Santa's not human.
Well, that's a more convincing theory than whatever Madpads is saying.
Like, that's... like, that would be... what if that was just the one thing that... Like, there's obviously a lot of things that make this like his arguments don't work. But what was that was just the one thing that this argument would work. It's just like, yes, Santa isn't human. I can prove it. Like, he has powers that humans don't. So Santa isn't human.
You know, like owning flying reindeer.
Yes.
Guest starred. Friggin' Santa Claus was chosen before Dora. It's a strange decision.
Before? Like, this is not...
That starts to make sense when you consider that Dora isn't a character inside the game. She was never chosen because she shouldn't exist in this world. The game wasn't programmed to have her selectable as an option. But wait, I hear you saying, what about that live-action Dora movie that came out a few years ago? Dora and the Lost City...
That is not what I would say.
Yeah, no, I would say... Wait a minute. Why would I want to pick Dora if I am Dora?
Yeah, or I'm trying to project myself onto Dora, wherever. But like the first question I have of all this is just that Dora just accept this like there's nothing going wrong. It's not like she's oral or something. It's just like, I'm in a different world. Can you please just play Puyo with me and help me get out or something like that?
Oh God, yeah.
Like even then, that'll be like, okay, we have some sort of.
I'm in a different world. How do I get home?
Yes, it's just like...
No, I want to go to the library instead.
Yes. Also, I'm going to be friends with the fox demon. That seems like a good idea. My
She's
very...
actually friends with him?
Yeah, I told you. Like,
I mean,
like I said,
you said that they sometimes team up, but doesn't mean they're friends.
It might as well be.
Okay, so it's a Mario and Bowser situation.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
It's just like, they might as well be friends. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna... Like, you wouldn't help the fox demon get Christmas presents on Christmas. Like, if you actually believe they were a demon.
Yeah, or if he literally put you in a different world and trapped you there for eternity, you wouldn't give him Christmas presents.
Yes.
God.
Gold. It was way better.
I like how he just references Santa, but not that episode. Like, that kind of fucks with his theory a lot.
What are you saying? He definitely watched like one episode. Was like, yeah.
Actually, it might be a different Christmas episode. There's multiple, maybe.
Than it had any be. And correct you are, random commenter, it was really solid. But I understand what you're trying to get at here. The beginning of Dora and the Lost City of Gold really frames a lot of the fantastical adventure Dora goes on as just happening inside of her head. So that means that our demon spirit fox in a video game theory can't be right, right?
Why are you pretending that this is canon? Like, this is...
He clearly doesn't care about canon of anything.
Well, like, this is such a fucking straw man. It's just like, yeah, the person who disagrees with my theory is going to bring up the live-action movie because that fucks with it, unlike the other shit.
Yeah, and like the way more obvious shit that anyone can go up with who hasn't even watched any episode.
Wrong. Go watch that movie again, because if anything, it solidifies that Dora is a real person trapped inside of a video game. Right near the beginning, Dora straight up breaks the fourth wall, saying,
Can you say delicioso?
Yeah, Dora can clearly
Delicioso.
Yes,
delicious.
Yeah, I did it. Oh, and then, what is it? Michael Pena was confused.
Your opinion was confused?
No, Michael Pena, I'm talking about the actor that was just like, just staring into space for no reason.
Okay. Why did you know what the... Why did you know the name of the actor?
Because reasons. It's not because of this movie.
I would hope not. But,
yeah, I played all the Dora games and all, had like a Boots toy and stuff like that. I have not watched the movie. Why would I?
I mean, Matt had said it was good, so you have to.
It's probably not that interesting.
Oh, you think?
Oh no, it's going to be the best. It's going to be even better than Sonic 1 and 2, Defective Pikachu, even the Mario movie. Yeah. No.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna...
Were you on
audience, and yet...
Keep going with the video.
No one else can. She is aware that she's in a game, despite everyone else trying to convince her that she's not. Almost like it's a fox demon gaslighting her.
She'll grow out of it.
Monkeys can't swing and climb.
I think it was just a joke.
Yeah.
And talk to us. No, they can't. Boots isn't talking to you.
Oh, but he can.
You're not a kid, but you're not a grown-up either.
What the fuck is that voice?
It's fucking the Planet of the
Apes. That's the face. That's the face I would have made.
Yeah.
It's like that voice.
Yeah, Dora just met Caesar from the Planet of the Apes, and he's talking to her.
I expected a cutesy voice, not that. This is worse than Detective Pikachu.
Boots is supposed to be like the same age or like slightly younger than Dora, by the way.
No, he's 80.
Okay. That's why I don't like live action movies.
Anything is possible.
And he's not the only animal who does either. Swiper's in this movie tormenting Dora and her friends, and guess what? He can talk too.
Swiper at the ready. Swiper, yes, swipe.
Make no mistake.
Really? Why are you showing this? Okay, you say this movie is good. That scene makes me think you're a liar. That scene alone.
Swiper, yes, swiping.
Yeah. Because, like, this is what all the cringy live action interpretations of kids' shows do. They make jokes that aren't funny.
Yeah.
Movie is still existing inside the realm of the Dora video game. I mean, there are a ton of video game elements here.
I'm a talking backpack, and I'm a map with a
Yeah, and that bag
funny.
holds way more stuff than it should. A generator, a radio, food supplies, a hammock, a giant knife, to the point that this thing has to be bigger on the inside than the...
I feel like I've seen that scene somewhere with her trying to get in with all that stuff in her backpack.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what you would do if you were making a Dora movie and you were just peering it and not actually taking it seriously. But yeah.
No, I feel like I've just seen that scene somewhere. I don't know. Okay.
If I was saying, like,
Outside.
I'm pretty sure someone showed on Twitter or something like that.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Just like a video game inventory. And it's not just cool video gamey items either. Multiple times throughout the film, Dora does stuff that should get a normal person killed, like jumping into a ravine with minimal injuries, or sliding under a plane's moving propeller blade, or rolling down a hill inside of a tree trunk. She also...
I remember now. I've actually seen a trailer of this movie at some point. That's very nice.
Oh yeah, okay, I see. And that was in the trailer.
Because I remember the scene with the backpack was in the movie, and the jumping where she fell down was in the trailer. That's why I remember those two.
The reason there was the part of my mind that was like, no, it couldn't be that scene that was in the trailer because that was in the Sonic movie trailer.
Huh?
It was like it was in the first Sonic movie. They were like hiding him in a backpack or something. It was kind of like a similar scene to this.
Okay.
That just goes to show you how formulated these movies are. Anyway.
Great.
solves puzzles in order to progress and disarms booby traps in order...
So why did you make it go back and forth like 100 times?
I don't know.
Instead of just doing it in one?
Also solves puzzles in order to progress and disarms booby traps in order to get treasure. The gang even takes part in what basically amounts to some QuickTime events to avoid spikes.
I thought it was just a video game thing.
You're right, forgettable side character. It's just the video game from Dora's perspective, inside the computer. And we're just seeing everything through her eyes. That's why every...
Okay, so like, is this a different, like, what computer game is this then? Like, because it has to be a different one than the other one?
Mario Brothers.
Well, no, I was saying, like, so, like, there's still a separation here from the cartoon Dora, because, like, this would have to be a different game, because, like, nobody in the game, like, questions everything that Dora does, or anything like that. They don't say, like, oh, this is supposed to be a video game, like, they're not aware. So, like, what are you trying to say?
Stop trying to find more issues with this theory.
Everything looks so realistic, and the extra bit of proof, the cherry on top, the final nail in the coffin, there's a moment where the illusion completely shatters. About halfway through the movie, Dora and her friends stumble upon a field of flowers that spray hallucinogenic spores in their face, beginning a sequence that's done in the style of a classic Dora cartoon. And during this sequence, she straight up jumps off a cliff and then reappears again at the very top, just like she respawned after dying. This, my friends, is the mask slipping from the demonic computer program, revealing
Or it's just an hallucination, I don't know. Because you said it was.
Yeah, that seems more likely.
Dora what's really going on here. She is a real person trapped in an old point-and-click video game. Really, we should have known something was fishy from the movie right at the beginning. What do we see right at the beginning of Dora and the Lost City of Gold? Fox propaganda. Swiper trying to gaslight us. The audience, just like he's gaslighting her. Literally, the first thing that happens in the movie is a helpful, totally true PSA from the Fox Council of the Americas, which tells us this.
Everything you're about to see is true, except that foxes don't swipe. That is a hurtful stereotype.
I just thought this was fun. Like, okay, so it was hard to believe that the people who made Dora like had all this knowledge of like Catholicism and like Latin America folklore. It's even harder to believe that they even cared for this movie. Because like they're just fucking making jokes. Like they didn't think about the fucking lore that you're coming up with. You're just making shit up for them.
Absolutely fucking not. This is not Deltarune where everything matters.
Yes.
Oh yeah? Well, I'd say that trapping a kid inside of a video game and tormenting her for years is just a wee bit more hurtful, Swiper. But hey, you know, you don't have to be trapped inside of a video game tormented by a fox demon to be completely immersed inside of something. Sometimes...
Oh, you gonna advertise? What are you gonna advertise?
No.
Ray Crowns? Oh.
Yeah, completely immersed when you're listening to this low quality garbage thing in your ear.
How can you tell it's low quality? It's not like I showed you a video telling you it was low quality or anything like that.
Yeah, that's why now it's low quality. I mean, I expected it after so many people are getting sponsored by it. Because else no one would buy it.
Yeah, thank you, Dank Pause, for that video. That's funny. Anyway, that was Dora.